So I found a power source, which is good. See if I can get this lined up. Okay. So this is about day 27 of the Tribulation Period. Almost a month since the Rapture happened, and it's still vivid in my memory. It was still a beautiful thing to see. It was amazing. It's one of the images that I've held on to that helps me get by these pretty rough periods with the power. They still haven't restored power to our part of the city yet, but or our part of the province, but it's coming. Should be in the next 3 weeks or so. There's people with radios that are giving news reports and what's happening. So far in North America, about a month into it, about 10-15% of the population has electricity, and they can talk to each other and they know what's going on. But so far, we're still kind of in the dark. There's still a lot of looting going around at night, but again, our neighborhood is still pretty safe. We're all familiar with each other, and we know, and we protect one another too. And we share stuff too. I happen to set a lot of water aside, so I give them a milk jug now and then, and they give us some food too. So it's all pretty good. But we hear in other parts of the country, it's pretty bad. But here in Kingston, we've got a pretty good Christian population, so that that strengthened the whole area spiritually. But we hear in other parts of the country where the Christian population wasn't that big. It was more fleshly controlled, more satanically controlled. It's very satanically controlled now. The Nephilim have made their appearance, and they're practically running certain cities and certain towns and stuff like that. So there's no doubt that there's a demonic presence out there. But again, people don't see it as demons. They see it as helpful aliens and stuff like that. And eventually, we know that the false prophet and the Antichrist are going to show up, and they're going to go walk out in the world stage, arm in arm with these aliens or with these demons, and they're going to say that it was them that caused the rapture. They're going to tell the world that it was their demon alien friends that got rid of all the troublemakers that are stopping human evolution from progressing to the next stage, which is taking the number of the beast, getting some sort of electronic implant inside the human body to help control them and monitor them. And that's going to be the mechanism that's going to weed out all the believers from everybody else. We hear there are people already going into the concentration camps, those who have spoken out against the government and the one-worlders. They weren't all Christians, so there's not all Christians going in. There's a mixture of just regular people, non-Christians, that have just dissented against the government. They're being rounded up too. Some are being killed on their lawns too. I expect that here anytime, because they know that this household is Christian. So I expect anytime once the military police start roaming the streets and taking over, I expect to just be shot on sight, which is fine by me too. Either way, I'll be giving up my life to the Lord, because they know this household is Christian. So they know for sure that we're either going to go into the camps for our beheading, or we're just going to not fit into the system, and they'll just blow us away right there. We've heard that's already happening in some parts of the city, on the far parts, but we don't know. Again, it's all just stories at this point. Until that actually happens to us, we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it for this 27 days into the tribulation period. We'll see how much longer we have to go before we got to give up our lives in one way or the other. Okay, that's it. Whoever you are listening to this, just remember that when it comes time to fit into the world system, if you want to get into heaven, You have to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, which means dying for him, which means getting thrown into the camps and getting your heads chopped off. Because if you give into the world system and you take the number of the beast, or you take the electronic chip, whatever it is, then there's no way you can get into heaven from that point on. So just remember that, whoever you are listening to this. I hope you find it, and I hope it serves some purpose for which it is meant, since we're that much closer to Jesus establishing his kingdom at the end of the Tribulation Period, which is only 7 years long. So at the most, this evil controlling the world is not going to last for very long, and then Jesus sets up his new kingdom, and we all come back with our glorified bodies, of which I will be getting mine whenever it is my turn to leave this planet. Okay, that's it. Talk to you later. May Jesus bless you and have mercy on your soul. Goodbye.